What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be love, Aries. Whether you're looking for love, in love, this one's for you. And just so we're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems. Just in a great mood. It's just really good energy all around here, Aries. Now with these spreads, I'm just going to be kind of going until Higher Self says stop. You know, we're working with the energies here. And just keep in mind, Aries, with this reading in particular, but just like all of my readings in general, this isn't a gender-specific reading. So yeah, just another example where we're just kind of working with the energies. And then lastly, the decks that I'm going to be using, this deck that I'm shuffling is the Light Seers Tarot deck. And then the Oracle deck that I'm going to be using is the Anatomy of a Witch deck. And I'll include links for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested more. So let's see what's kind of been popping out for you, Aries. Right off the bat here, I feel like maybe some of us, we've been in this place of where I feel like we're trying to understand, you know, what we want from love. I feel like some of us haven't been maybe interested in maybe what's come through so far. Because I've noticed, at least for the fire signs, there's been a lot of Cancers, at least minor cards, have been kind of coming through here. And so I feel like maybe for some of us, if we're looking in a relationship, you know, maybe we're at this place of we're done looking for kind of like superficial type of encounters. You know, maybe we've been doing like the flings for a while and it hasn't been serving a purpose. You know, we're trying to get more, and I feel like we're trying to really understand what that looks like. And you know, Aries, I feel like first thing, when we're thinking about love and true love, and we start thinking about the lines of like soulmates and soul tribes and all of that, it does, especially with this Two of Cups here, you know, where this can be a deep bond with someone. That deep bond, I feel like, has to start here, you know, and that's been a lot of the themes that I've noticed that has been coming up. It's been, and this is something too I've been thinking about. I was just telling Leo this, that I'm thinking about, instead of doing just like a general love thing, I really feel like it's more the energies of kind of focusing on like more self-love, and you know, in ways that we can learn to really love ourselves wholly. Because I think that when that happens, the Two of Cups for me is unconditional love. You know, it's when you accept both that light and that dark side of yourself, you know, and learning compassion and all of that. If you can do that with yourself, then you can do that with anyone. Because here's the thing, if we haven't learned that skill of loving ourselves more, if we haven't refined that skill, then when someone else comes in, it's not to say that it's going to fail, but it's just their terms and conditions. You know, there's going to be a lot more to work with. You know, I find that learning to love yourself, and really, because I hope you know where I'm coming from with this, I find that learning to love yourself really sets you up for success in love and in life. You know, and I know that might be, you know, because maybe some of us, we're at this place of where we've been kind of looking for a while. Yeah, and it hasn't yielded any kind of results here. And that's another one too I've been thinking about. You know, look at if we've been finding that the people that have been coming in our lives have just been sort of like meh, you know, like because I'm getting with this Four of Cups is that there's just been no excitement. You know, it's just sort of been the same old, you know, very superficial type of meetings here. But I feel like if we want more, Aries, it's going to be something where, I feel like stop looking for outside people right now. Maybe some of us need to pause for a second and be okay being with yourself. I was telling one of the water signs, a couple water signs this came up for, maybe going on a date with yourself. Finding, treat yourself to, like, I don't know, if would do something that you love. If you like reading, maybe going to like your library, grabbing a couple good books, cuddling up in a corner and just doing some reading, or maybe checking some out, going to like a park somewhere doing some reading, or go to your favorite coffee shop, go to a different coffee shop. If go somewhere, just get in a place of just like, I feel like being comfortable with being with yourself. And I feel like that there's going to be some rewards that are going to come with that. There's going to be something really nice that I think, possibly everything, this union, this soulmate, the things that you're looking for. Just something to think about more. Yeah, just something to think about. I feel like, the Page of Swords popping up is just asking us to try a different approach. There are a bunch of options and ways, I feel like, to get to love. I don't feel like, when it comes to you like finding love, Aries, I really don't think that it's the fact that there are lack of options. I feel like that maybe we're, some of us too, maybe we might be almost even overwhelmed with the options, because when you think about, all of the websites that are going on between, it's been a minute since I've been in like the dating game like that, but just the stuff that I remember, there's, it's a lot. And then, going across different platforms and just like, all the alerts, and then trying to set up dates, the fall through, people ghosting you, just like, it's a lot. It can be a whole lot, and it can get us to where we don't even feel like looking for it sometimes. That's where this Four of Cups is giving me a couple feelings. I feel like some of us are bored with love, or just some of us, like, we're in this place of where it's just like, it's so much that we're just like, all right, you know what? You know what? That date with myself is sounding really nice about now, because maybe we've been stood up, maybe one too many times, or, whatever more. But one or too many times, Aries. But I think that there is I like that. That was smooth, Aries. I see you. I think that you all would benefit, those, if you're resonating with this thing, getting in touch with yourself, getting that bond with higher self, and finding out it is what you love, how you love. And two, I think I was starting to say this, think about these, if we've been hitting some, some kind of some duds here as of late. Look at these people that have come into your life as of now. Why hasn't there been a clicking if we've been looking for love? Because I'm sure, or at least I would think, that there's a nugget of wisdom in there. If we kind of take a second and look at our relationships from different perspectives here, because this is Gemini energy. And I'm thinking that if we were to take a second and to just see, how it is that we operate, what are some common themes, what are some things, that we like in relationships, what are we seeing that's, that are leading this thing to an end, and adjust and figure out, really understanding yourself. I really feel like there's enlightenment that can come from being with you, and being with your, love yourself for a little bit, Aries. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that sometimes too, we get so, or we can get so, where it's like, if we don't feel like love is coming in right away, that there's something wrong with us, or that, that we can't, that it'll never come, if it's not coming right now. But that's not the case, Aries. I feel like that kind of feeling, it keeps love from coming. And then that's too, if that's something where, if we've been feeling kind of anxious about love, or, maybe even feeling a little strange about being by ourselves. Why is that? I feel like that's a very important question to figure out when you're trying to go about understanding yourself in love, because that's really where I feel like why a lot of lot of relationships, and there of course are successful relationships, but I feel like relationships can even operate at a higher, or operate at a better harmony, or at a higher frequency, if we all just took the time to really just get to know ourselves. Where I feel like it's, that need to, I guess, to learn others and to feel the stimulation and all of that. That it's like we forget how stimulating it can be just being in this vessel here. Aries, and I think more. I think that we've almost taken that for granted, or I think that it might be something that we haven't thought about in a while. That's the celebration of loving, of getting to know, of bonding with you, making you your habit. When I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about, there's a song that someone introduced me to a couple of days ago, and it's been stuck in my, well, not even stuck in my head, it's just, if anything, it's been empowering me these last couple of days. It's AWA, AWA, and the song is, what is it, Like I Do. Talk about self-confidence. It's talking about self-love and putting your needs first and all of that. It's very, very, very empowering, and I feel like in a very modern, like I really enjoy it, and I think that that's something, I don't know, Aries, I think that you would benefit from that, doing some doing some self-love. Oh, hold on, Aries, let me get this situated here. Okay. So we're keeping 9 of Wands here. And with the 9 of Wands, that's interesting. Okay. So we got 9 of Wands, 6 of Cups in reverse, and 4 of Swords. Yeah, I think that it's time to just kind of pull your energy back. If some of us have been really kind of like cranking, or and I mean cranking in the sense of like we've been maybe real aggressive with like being on the dating apps and maybe trying to set things up, or I feel like it's time to give yourself a break, kind of take a step back, unplug for a little while, because that kind of stuff too, it gets in a place, when you get all those notifications and whatnot, I don't know, that kind of stuff, it's just like, it's aggressive, when I think about, depending on maybe how you're going about it, the alerts that can come in all the time, because I'm assuming, you're feeling real attractive right now, Aries, you're feeling all this loving energy here, everybody's hitting you up right now, your DMs are just flooded, and I think that maybe some of us too, that pressure to respond to everybody, or that if we don't check it immediately, we're going to miss out on stuff. That stress. When love becomes stress, when raising your vibration or trying to find that stuff becomes stressful, it's time to reevaluate some things, because that I feel like is like an old way of operating. And I think that we're in this place of where it's time to shift up, how we've been, or change up how we've been going about things more. I think that this is, or at least, I feel it would benefit you all to just really, just to kind of pause for a second, to have like a self-care type of, follow this chick's advice, make yourself a little nest, and just allow you see how her heart's over here, allow your heart to heal, allow that love to expand within, because man, I feel like once you start putting that energy there, great things are going to start opening up for you, Aries. Let's see what else is going on. What other energies are going on? Because I think that, because the fire signs readings, I feel like it's a good time for love for the fire signs. But it's going to be something where the fire signs have to learn to love themselves first, how appropriate. Got the Death card here and the Ace of Cups. I feel like this is the theme right here for you, Aries. And I dig that, that's going to be something, because this is going to be, I feel like, a transformation that is going to be something that's in your, because I think sometimes when I feel like when the death card comes up, the feelings are, oh gosh, another change is coming. You know what? Like, God, brace myself. You know, oh goodness. You know, what am I going to do? Put some love on it. That's all you're going to do, Aries. Nurture this energy right now. Nurture yourself right now, because I feel like a new being of love and compassion is going to be rebirthed from this energy here anymore. I do. I think that this can be a really, really beautiful transformation here, Aries. And I feel like, too, that the second that you really, feed your heart's desire here and really learn what your love language is. I feel like with this kind of popping up here, let me see. I say, check your Venus placements. See how you receive love. And another one too, your moon placement. The moon kind of represents how you like to be loved. Like, I'm a Gemini moon, so I like into like conversations and intellectual kind of stimulation. If you show me how witty you are, I'm gonna give you the time of day. But and it's learning that about yourself, Aries, and figuring out what energies that you have to work with. And that's why I'll just because we got some good history, Aries, I'll let you a little secret. I got something coming in, and it's going to be really kind of helping me kind of to highlight on those when I talk about, like, checking your placements and stuff and understanding that. So if that's something you've been wondering about, don't worry, stay tuned. We're gonna get all the tools you need here, Aries. It's gonna be a good old time. But let's get into some oracle cards. This honestly, Aries, this was probably if I had to sum up the whole reading in a couple of cards, it would be this Ace of Cups Death card combo here. And and think too, be fluid in this energy while you're going through this stuff, just because I think about, cups are water energy, and the Death card is Scorpio energy. And the Death card too, when you think about Scorpio energy, that's about bringing stuff up to light, our fears, our dreams, all of that, it's bringing those stuff up, giving those things space, allowing that to, understanding those feelings, really, and you do some, detective work, understand how you operate. And two, this is a time, you got the Protect card in reverse. I feel like while you're going through this thing, if we've been feeling like we're trying to do more of a self-love type of growth here. I guess I'm just starting it with you, Aries. I mean, typical, because this really is kind of becoming this is really exactly what I sort of want the love readings to kind of be. So look at you. This is why I love your energy, and protect that. Really while you're going through this transformation, and because this can be very vulnerable energy too, and where I don't think that people would take advantage of that. It is something that while you're trying to figure that out, I think that it's nice to, unless you know that you're with someone who's supporting this growth, and that you really trust, make sure, carve out some space for yourself while we're dealing with this energy here. Let's see what other more oracle cards. Let's see what other, I'll tell you what. All right, both of those. Okay, any more? See, Aries, look at you. Just all your energy is just very, very to the point here, and I'm with it, because look at this. Now we're starting to awaken here. Things are starting to make sense. I feel like the wisdom that's going to come from this evolution that's happening here. And I really feel like that, Aries, this is going to be a very, very kind of spiritual type of transformation, metamorphosis. I really feel like this is going to unlock everything that you've been looking for. If we've been feeling like, gosh, there's been nothing going on, kind of like almost just sort of like fed up with the love, or just sort of like, meh, this is this energy here, while I'm thinking about it, this is the moon in Cancer. And I feel like it's just sort of it's been like a lot that's been going on. When I think about an unbalanced Cancer energy, it can be a lot, if we're not dealing, just I think Cancer's with all the emotions and whatnot. So I feel like if that's a place where we've been, maybe things have been a lot, we haven't wanted to deal with this stuff. Things are going to start making sense. And two, you got this last card, the cleanse card in reverse. Let me switch back over. I'm over here. Let's get some FaceTime. Because I feel like with the cleanse card in reverse popping up, they're just some old ways that I feel like we've been operating that are wanting to be cleansed, that are wanting to be, it's gotten real dusty and it's time to just like kind of shake some stuff off here, open some windows, open the blinds, let some light in, kind of shine some light on what it is that we want in love, how it is that we love, what are the steps that we take to start loving ourselves? What does that whole process look like? Because that's a big undertaking. It's not a light thing that we're going to be doing here, Aries. But I do think that it is something that when you do clear the clutter, and, start really listening into what you want, then all love, life, really all of that is going to start making just so much more sense. So I like that. I think I'm going to leave that there. That seems no, I think we're good there, Aries. The Seven of Cups was kind of looking at me there. Yeah, I think we're good. So like that thing, give it a thumbs up if you like that, Aries. Aries, I'm gonna pull one more card on the Seven of Cups, just because there's something else because Seven of Cups is a card of different, having to make a decision, different options, maybe let's just get a little bit more on that before we close anymore. You got the Hierophant here. And I feel like with this, because I'm thinking that maybe some of us are still just like we're at this place of decision, maybe we're hesitant or maybe we're just trying to decide about maybe whether we want to even do this connection or not. I feel like, why not? I feel, I think what do you got to lose to learning yourself, and learning to love yourself? So yeah, that's okay. I think that's all there, Aries. Yeah, just a little. It was looking at me sideways, and I just wanted to make sure we got everything out. But I really feel like the last bit of that, just making a connection with yourself, and not letting all the options and the to not get caught up in all the distractions. Because I think sometimes too, we can get caught up in like a scrolling storm, or really kind of let this energy kind of take up all of our energy, just because there's so many people on the planet, everyone's looking for love, and it's just like, ooh, okay, we're doing the most right now. So but then so we've liked, share this thing, Aries. If we know someone who's going through this thing, share this. Let's help raise that vibration, make that connection, do that self-love. And then subscribe, hit that bell button. I was like, you would think as long as I've been doing this, this would be so smooth. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And I'm actually thinking about probably in the next week or so, I'm going to kind of change the video releases here. So stay tuned for that. I'll be putting something in YouTube. And then if you have any Cancer in your placements, or maybe you're dealing with the Cancer, check out my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans and all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise card. Wow. So I can get you out of here. Speaking of lunar shenanigans, you got the moon here. And then let's see what for your oracle card. Oh, maybe. Come on. There we go, hands. Thank you. We got the eye card here. And you know what? I like this combination, because this, to me, with the moon card, I feel like sometimes when we think about love, that we can get lost in the idea of what that looks like. You know, I think we're so in love with the idea of love, but sometimes I don't think that we're all putting self-love into practice, which I just feel like the energies are misdirected. You know, I feel like it's been more so kind of geared towards, if you don't have a partner, then you're doing something wrong. And it should be, or at least I feel like I feel like I feel like a better way of putting it is that when you love yourself within, then everything makes sense. You know, I feel like then we really understand, we get a clear vision of what love looks like, you know, and then it's something too, we learn to how to protect against, you know, when we learn to love this vessel and to protect it against, you remember this protection card, you know, because I'm thinking about this evil eye. You know, you learn to protect that love, because love for yourself is sacred, you know. Once we learn that love and really learn how valuable and how powerful love truly is, then that illusion, you know, I feel like that how, because you don't need anybody to love you, Aries. You just need to love you first, and then when you do that, of course everyone's going to love you, because that's the energy that you're going to be sending out. And when someone brings less, you are aware of what you want and what you don't want, and if it's not resonating, we're going to keep it moving until we do. So I dig it. I think I'm going to leave that there, Aries. So stay safe out there. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Stay safe out there. And you keep raising that vibration, you know. Let's show them how to love, Aries. I'm with it. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.